How to create an alarm profile. Go to the Navigate tool in the top right corner. Select Settings. Under the first section, select Alarm Profiles. Select the big green button that says Create Alarm Profile. Under the first section, this is where you can put alarm profile name. Under the second section, this is where you can enable the alarms for threshold and offline. When you enable the alarms for threshold, it will pull up a threshold automatic resolution. If you enable threshold automatic resolution, our default timer is 20 minutes. The reason being that this is set to 20 minutes is because our devices check in every 15 minutes, and this allows for a 5-minute buffer. Once your alarm goes into a threshold alarm, our system will look back every 20 minutes to see if the last check-in was within range. If it is, our system will resolve that alarm for you. Under offline alarms, enable offline alarms. This also has an offline automatic resolution that you can enable. Once enabled, this does not have a timer. As soon as our system sees that the device is sending data, it will automatically resolve that alarm for you. The next section is where you can set up your alarm thresholds as well as the alarm buffer times. Here's where you can set the high alarm threshold limit. Below that, you have a high caution threshold limit. Below that, you have a low caution threshold limit. And you also have a low alarm threshold limit. Setting up the alarm buffer times for the high and low threshold limits. As default, this is set up as 35 minutes. We don't recommend setting up the high and low caution buffer times, but if needed, we recommend setting this to be an hour or 2 hours to provide a long period of time that it has to be in the caution range before alarming, as you can only have one alarm on a point at a time. If this is not needed, you can reset the times and leave it blank. Below the alarm thresholds and buffer times, there's an option for offline alarms and setting up the buffer time for offline alarms. As default, this is an hour and 35 minutes. The reason being this is so long is offline alarms can be multiple things. Primarily, offline alarms would be connectivity issues. Having this timer set for an hour and 35 minutes allows enough time for IT or the networking team to get the network back up and running, or for our device to regain connection. If the device is offline due to connectivity, once it regains connectivity, it will resend all that data during that offline period as backfilled data. Below, you'll get a little visualization of what the alarms will look like on the graph page. And then you hit Save Alarm Profile. Now, if you scroll down your alarms page, you'll see the new alarm profile that we just made.